views here in the St. John Harbor. Lovely look at the water surrounding, nothing like the look of the ocean and the Bay of Fundy as we enter Harbor Station. It's the final day of round robin play from the 2014 Ford World Women's Curling Championship. China taking on Canada. Here, the second to last round robin draw, and it will be an important one. We'll find out how the playoffs will take shape here as teams participate to finish off round robin. Denmark being honored here this afternoon for earning their right to make it to the World Championship. And we'll have their national anthem prior to our feature game of Canada and China. Well, Team Denmark honored, and we'll meet the teams. The lead for China, Ray Wang back in the lineup this afternoon. The second, Jinli Liu. The third, Yilun Yang. And their skip, first time at a World Championship, Sedya Liu. They will take on the Canadian champions, lead Lisa Weigel. Their second, Alison Kreviazek. Their third, Emma Miskew. On the skip, out of the nation's capital, Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, Rachel Homan and her back-to-back Canadian Championship squad. Here's a look at the standings with 2 draws remaining. Canada 8-1, then Russia, Switzerland, Sweden at 8-2. Korea still alive at 7-3, but China 6-4, and everyone below eliminated from playoffs. US 5-5, and then Scotland, Czech Republic 2-7. Germany and Denmark with 8 losses, and Latvia 1-9. As we'll get you set up here for draw 16. Czech Republic takes on Switzerland on sheet A. Sheet B, USA against Scotland. Our feature games on sheet C, and on sheet D, Denmark takes on Germany. Thanks for tuning in. Luke Coley here with 2-time Olympian and world champion and Swiss helm. Important game for Canada. China trying to finish off strong.
Yeah, this is a significantly important game for Team Canada. They can't let up at all. With wins in the final 2 draws, Canada can secure a spot in the 1-2 game going into post-round robin play. That's a very valuable spot, being one of the 2 teams playing in that 1-2 game. And Canada just wants to keep their rhythm going. Keep rolling, keep making shots, keep reading the ice. And with a very successful draw for Hammer, China will throw first here in this opening end. China playing the red stones, Canada playing the yellow stones. So as important a game as this is for Canada, China has started off with 2 losses, won 6 in a row, and then lost another 2. They'd like to get back to their winning ways, and from what we've seen from this young, new team here at the Worlds, they can put really good games together and keep learning and keep building on this World Championship experience.
Well, it had numerous things they'll have to learn from earlier today, playing against Sweden, unable to really have a successful go at it. They were still in playoff contention, trying to play spoiler. Yesterday, talking with Sedia, it was not necessarily about making the playoffs, but just going out and putting a good performance and trying to get results. They didn't get the results. Maybe some calls that they'd like to change, look at after.
Yeah, they came up against a very tough opponent in Team Sweden earlier today, and Sweden is just very expert at rock placement, and when you play a team like that, you need to be very respectful of that, but you also need to execute at a really high level. And China's looking at a very similar opponent tonight in Team Canada. They're going to have to execute at a very high level, and it is really great to see Ri Wang open with 2 100% made shots.
Yeah, sat out this morning. They decided to make a change in the lead position, and Shotong Sheng struggled. 77% and 77% for the lead is a low number.
Yeah, and then we get a look here at one of the best leads in the business, Lisa Weigel.
Well, wanting that one to hang around, and just out of the rings for Lisa Weigel.
So nice opportunity here for China to throw a practice draw for Jinli Liu.
Oh, just drawn into the center of the rings. And in general, some of the teams out there now have, with just 5 teams available to make the playoffs of the 4 spots there, some of them now just playing out the stretch, playing games against teams that are eliminated as well. What can they work? What's the plan here? Is it to build upon the experience?
I think you need to take advantage of, it's a tough position to be eliminated before the end of round robin play. It really is a tough position. All these teams came here hoping for better than that. But you need to take advantage of every opportunity, every rock, and every second you get on this championship ice. It is a beautiful venue here in St. John. The ice is fantastic, and it is unlike any event you will get to play in all year long or until next year at this time. So they need to take advantage of it, learn what they can, and also maybe playing a little bit for pride is a valuable goal.
There's a look at the rules of play. 6 ends minimum, 73 minutes per team with 1 coach interaction.
Canada second, Alison Kraviatsik, with her second rock here of the first end.
Well, she was with Rachel Homan, winning a silver medal in 2010 at the World Juniors, and last year a bronze medal at the World Championship.
Yeah, reigning world bronze medalists. They are looking to move up that medal ladder. For certain, their goal is to win this event.
Yeah, absolutely. They came in with something to prove. Both the only medalists from last year not here is Team Scotland and Eve Muirhead's foursome. Margareta Sigfridsson, the silver medalist, is here, and the two medalists will take battle in the final round-robin draw.
Now, this is a touchy little hit here for third Emma Miskew's first shot. Emma's been playing absolutely beautifully all week here in St. John. And the jam is no worry, just far enough off the rings that the Chinese stone is not touching. I'm happy to see the skip for China move this draw around, come at it from a couple of different spots. With a wide open house, this gives her a great chance to read the ice, learn how it's moving. It gives her sweepers a chance to land rocks on the button. Those are shots she may need later in the game. So even though this is a very simple setup, wide open house, you need to take advantage of these opportunities. Learn as much as you can from every rock that you throw.
So top of the 8-foot. Emma Miskew rolled out on her first to make the hit. Obviously playing to keep the hammer into the second end.
Nice shot, rolling to a new spot on the ice. And this is going to be a pretty fresh spot, not seeing any play yet out this way. We've seen rocks curl quite a bit here in the first end.
We've seen her throw, she will definitely throw less weight on her hits than Rachel will. Ice will be very different between the two of them.
Yeah, it's very different style, very different approach to how they throw hits. You'll see nice 2.5 to 3 rotations out of Sedya Liu from China. Rachel Homan's hits will have significantly more rotation on them.
And come a lot faster down the ice.
Yeah, that's a well-thrown rock.
So you saw where the broom was for the hit for Liu and China. Off the side. This one middle of the rock for Rachel Homan.
So that's about 8 inches different ice there between the two skips. So we should get a good look at Rachel's in-turn, clockwise rotating takeout here.
Just normal.
And she hangs around out there on the corner.
Is it hard for Team Canada just had the last 2 draws off? They play the final 2 draws. Is it a good break heading into the playoffs so you have those off, you play the final 2 round-robin draws?
I think the real benefit is the time of day of the draws. If you're playing a semifinal or a 1-2 game that's at 7 o'clock at night, you'd like to have a draw that's at 7 p.m. The ice changes throughout the day. The morning is slightly different than the evening. So I think the timing of these draws for Canada is really great. They'll be playing a very important game tonight in the later draw, and that's likely when they'll hit the 1-2 or the semifinal.
Nice hit back, so just 1 stone now to keep the blank.
Yeah, so Rachel Homan wants to remove that Chinese counter out of play and roll her shooter out of play, retaining the hammer for the second end. Nice clean, good look here, and we're gonna get a bang.
Well, coming at you as it rolls out, so no score in that first end. Canada, China. We'll head to the second end. Canada will retain the hammer. Well, back inside Harbor Station. Second end, no score.
Yeah, after a very simple first end of play, China's going to stick with this game plan and have their lead put this rock right in the top of the forefoot.
I think it benefits them just to do that, see what Canada's going to do.
Yeah, I think you want to force Canada's hand and see how aggressive they want to be. Let the team with the hammer dictate the offense until you absolutely have to without it. And with that, Team Canada is going to put a corner guard.
Lisa Weigel put this one out in front. Was a playoff MVP last year at the Canadian Championship.
Yeah, and that corner guard's a little long out there, Luke, but sometimes in those first couple of stones to cross the center line tend to come up a little short. There's not a lot of play right down the center. Everything's going outside in for practice as you prepare for to make that last shot draw in your pregame practice. And all of a sudden, what was an offensive opportunity for Team Canada, this puts Team China in a great spot. Not sure they wanted to put that rock into play in the rings.
Well, they just Rachel just asked confirmation that it is into the rings.
Yeah, that was a really respectful choice by Rachel. I mean, it's clearly in the rings, but just to make sure that the opposing skip, and so that there isn't any kind of controversy or question about tactics, and that was a nice moment.
Well, it's easier to do that than if you hit it and they didn't think it was in before, then you have that conversation
Right.
afterwards.
So that one runs just a little straight on Lisa Weigel, but I don't think she wanted to sit there in front of the forefoot, but she does successfully get the Chinese stone off the forefoot. So after some discussion about whether or not to peel the corner guard, Chinese decide to put another rock in play. Just slips a little deep on them. They really wanted to be above the tee line.
We saw that earlier. They got into trouble earlier in their game today against Sweden. Rocks went deep. Front end put stones in good position. They're going to have a successful end, but when they aren't, they have had trouble getting out of it.
Yeah, with the rock placement of the first four rocks, your lead and seconds rocks, really dictate the level of difficulty your back end's going to face. And one of the things you'd like to do is have such command of rock placement that your third and skip are throwing easier shots. They're still going to be difficult. They're still going to be critical and require precise rock placement, but you want to lower the level of difficulty on them.
Allison was trying to get in front or behind that tight centerline guard. China try and trade a few hits and see if they can make the roll underneath.
And this is a great opportunity for Jinli Liu to hit and roll underneath that centerline guard.
Big scrub. Can they hold it to stick around in the rings? They're going to roll out the other side of that center, but maybe behind that long corner guard with lots of room to get at it because of the length of the guard.
Yeah, that was great sweeping by China to hold the line on that stone.
Yeah. I just don't know if it'll go crazy for you, that's all. I think it'll move. Good. It's supposed to curl this side. Okay, let's go, Allie.
So Allison Kreviazek trying to get at that one.
Yeah, and Team Canada just looking for a setup shot here. They've got a couple of options. There's a couple of guards out front.
Well, they're staying on it. They didn't want to hold it just to get to it. They wanted to make the roll. Now it's in between.
Yeah, so this gives China a third opportunity to get underneath that center guard.
Look in Czech Republic, Switzerland. Switzerland, that's their final round robin game. They can put themselves in a good position, possibly a 1-2 spot with a win. And Kubaskova has the hammer in this first end. Shot stone, though, belongs to Switzerland. Has the backing, but will it have the weight to get there? They need the forefoot, and there's those stones on the top right in the left-hand box. And it will come up just short. Steal one, Switzerland, off to a good start, trying to move to 9-2 after losing earlier today to Russia.
And a great shot by Chinese third, her first here in the second end. But this was always the shot that Rachel had in her out in her this run back here for Emma Miskew. This is the shot this team plays with regularity and quite accurately.
Yeah, it doesn't hesitate to play this one bit.
I know, I'd imagine you're seeing a run back double here.
And we'll pick the top one off. Better of the two to get rid of.
Yep. Here's another look at that. Just over curls a hair.
Yilun Yang trying to replace it, put it in a better position now.
This has got great line. Just needs to curl a hair. That's a good shot.
So we look. Team Canada bench, Earl Morris, Team Canada coach.
And Elaine Jackson, the team leader for Team Canada. Very familiar face on the Canadian bench. Sweepers trying valiantly to hold the line on this, and they do.
Jams the back one, but in the process opens up the center line.
Yeah, that's a great sweep by the Canadian front end.
Canada has no problem playing that, but doesn't seem as all that of an aggressive type shot because they're chasing.
Yeah, and I think, you know, Rachel started with an aggressive call on the corner guard. It came up a little long. She shifted to defense on the hit and roll for her second, Allison Kreviazek, and has been a little back and forth. I think they had a chance on Allison's second rock to hit and roll under the center, but they also could have gone to, they could have frozen to that rock. They could have gone to the outside underneath the wing and forced China to make a difficult selection.
Well, hit, roll over to the side. They'll get a roll behind that corner.
And a look at Team China's bench. Tan Weidong. Coach for Team China. One of the great guiding forces for the very successful Chinese teams.
Mine's got to be good though.
T-line? Top 4?
Top 4.
Okay. It seemed a little sticky on Ali's board. Like the weight seemed to all come off. So.
Hairless.
So want to corner freeze that one.
Yeah, I think so.
Just in front of the tee line. So to get shot would have to be just in front of it.
Mine's pretty good. Go then. Gotta go. Mine's perfect. Go up, you have to. Line's good. Got lots of room. Tons of room.
No line.
No. The T line.
Okay.
We even tightened up the ice.
Gotta finish,
Okay.
guys.
Yeah, and that one just didn't curl for Rachel. That may be one of those times where that high rotation, Rachel's technique may have held that rock a little bit straighter. But that's surprising to me. It was near perfect weight. It didn't require any sweeping. That may be the difference there.
Yeah, it took his time and didn't really go far going across the center line.
I mean, that curled maybe a couple of feet. We'll keep an eye on that spot.
We'll do sit.
And that rock.
Said yeah, Leo.
So you see much less rotation here on Sadia Leo's shot. She used about the same ice for this takeout as Rachel Homan used for her draw.
And rolls over, rolls away. Draw for the single. And see where the broom's going on this one. We'll take note if it was a stone or the spot in the ice.
Okay,
A little quicker. Keep at the end.
yeah, for sure. Let's go, Rach.
Middle left. Yeah. Mine's good. Close. Pretty great. Mine's good.
So this is all in the hands of the sweepers. They need to split the tee line here.
It's going pretty straight. Mine's good.
Well, straight will be a little bit quicker as well.
Yeah, this one's got legs.
Sit.
Well, we'll see if it stops. It's got to stop in time. Continues to go, and stops back 4 foot. Deep breath, sigh of relief. Rachel Homan facing 3 gets a single.
Brutal sweep,
We're through
sorry.
2. It's 1-0 Canada. Well, back inside Harbor Station, live coverage of the 2014 Ford World Women's Curling Championship. Luke Coley with Ann Swisshelm. We see Canada draw for 1. China gets their force, and we'll see how they go about it with the hammer now.
Yeah, that was a big draw that Rachel Homan made against 3 Chinese counters in the second end.
Looks like it's dying.
So now Canada looking for a guard up front. Tight to the rings.
Good judge.
And just a little off center. Seen teams struggle trying to put where the broom to get that splitting center line for the guard. Seeing numerous guards just off center line.
So this looks a little heavy here. Weight's going to come off as it starts to curl. Now, if this is behind T-line, I would take it all the way back as far as I can. Those sweepers from China need to, the second their leads rock is slipping behind the T-line at all, they need to put it in the back 8, back 12.
And that's communicating to your skip, and then the skip relaying that let's take it deep, knowing what to do if it is going to be a bit deep.
Yeah, you know, that was a situation where I think a team was hoping for rock to do something, hoping for it to stop.
Starting to curl. Back 4. Oh, looks really heavy. Back 8. It's trying. Yeah. Back 4. No, never have to touch it though. Front of the tee, Alex. Front of the tee. Okay.
Well, in front of the tee, that goes splitting it right to the button. So we'll look over Czech Republic at 2-7. Nothing to lose but playing spoiler now and playing for pride, taking on Switzerland. He needs a win and some help. They could get in the 1-2 game. They lead 1-0. Czech Republic, though, after Binya Felcher flashed a hit, has a draw for the triple in the second end.
Yeah, Czech Republic skip Anna Kubeskova needs to just touch paint here for a big score of 3 in the second end.
And there it is, down into the ring. So 3-1, Czech Republic leads. And if Korea's tuning in watching this, they are happy. They need one of the 2 lost teams to lose to get to a tiebreaker scenario, or have Canada lose both today.
Oh, wait, which one am I throwing?
What kind of weights you guys want to throw? Sorry? What kind of weights you like?
So just through.
If
Do you like hack?
Sure. Do you like hack or do you want less? Less. Just through. I think would be the most I'd want to throw.
Speed seems pretty good, Allie.
Okay.
Weight's good.
Yeah, that's good. Whoa.
Weight's good. Through.
Stay close.
Weight's coming off a bit.
Okay.
So a delicate tap here for
Go for weight.
Team Canada second.
Go ready.
Well, it curls hard at the end and makes the nice little tap and roll. Didn't need to remove it. Young curlers always think you need to remove that one, but just need to move that stone.
Yeah, moving that stone behind the tee line.
Really ground, eh?
I just don't know if I can judge your draws based on what mine are doing.
Well, everyone's sometimes curled up.
Yeah, I thought I threw decent weight
Ellie's
at it,
obviously
so like a back line, like a solid back line.
Well, more ice talk from the Canadians.
Yeah, I love it. That team does such an excellent job of just staying focused and really working through. Oh, that's an unfortunate jam there. I like the call. It just unlucky kind of angles there.
Stones behind the tee line.
Yeah.
One was put there by Canada, the tapping it back, but
Yeah, this hits anywhere other than where it hit.
Like, that's a little cute, though.
It's still early in the end. Lots of rocks left.
Tight 3.
Yeah. 1-2. between there, I guess.
So as we were talking about the systems that this Canadian Championship team employs.
Pretty good though. Towards the room. Look up. Switch.
Lots of chatter about what the ice is doing, what each player's tendency is, maybe some chatter about which rocks they've got. Does someone have a rock that curls a little more or runs a little straighter?
Anything?
They're always thinking, they're always adjusting.
Well, we haven't seen in a couple of games China bail themselves out of an end. They'll need something now to get out of this one. China does have the hammer here in the third run back. How many do they get? And they'll get 2. The red slides out the side.
Yep, and fully out of play.
Oh, very nice. Needed to get a couple of those out.
Nice reaction there.
Okay.
Using a little body language to help make those shots after they're off your hand.
Line only. Looks heavy.
Back 12.
Lots of weight.
Through.
Back 12. Need a rub.
Back 12.
It's coming down. Still heavy.
We're not rubbing.
Everything's doing something different. Sorry, Ray.
Well, it's out here for us, right, guys? No one's thrown there yet.
So again, just a little discussion on the weight. Sweepers thought that was going to go a little farther than it did. They discussed maybe a little bit of frost that nobody's thrown out there yet.
We overswept.
So run double now. Looking for another one. First to third stones. Yilun Yang. Well, get one. Make the double. We'll make it a different way than it looked like was more natural. But
Wow.
2 great shots from the Chinese team as they take out 2.
Yeah, smiling faces all around for Team China.
Look more natural to go nose onto that next one, but
Yeah.
however you need to do it.
Yeah, there's lots of ways to make shots. Lots of ways to make shots.
Line's really good. Lots of room. Line's perfect. Switch.
But you never want to be a team that's in a situation that's looking to make 2 run doubles in an end to bail yourself out. So Team Canada puts another rock into a good spot.
That's pretty lucky. Yeah, 4 in a row there.
This path being played a little bit more now.
Yeah, and the front end from Team Canada just went through 4 in a row. So they're counting how many stones go down the path, tracking it.
Well, able to get to it. Not really an end for China that you want to be playing to set up a score of 2. A couple runbacks, early misses, but have made some shots and can't complain about the scenario right now.
Yeah, no, it's after a tough start in the first couple of rocks this end, Team China's come up big. .24-year-old Rachel Homan. In turn hit.
Well, little hit, now little roll. Those are tough ones where you make part of the roll, and now it's a shorter roll for China to make. Try and set up there too.
Yeah, and this is a situation where if China must know that if she rolls it real perfect, Rachel may just throw the run back. With the concentration on the skip's face. Taking a look at the sheet of ice. Going through what her likely next shot will be.
Well, these are shots where the quiet weight will help.
And this is curling really hard on Team China. The good thing for Team China is they can roll all the way to the far side of the ice.
Well, and in between, it rolls between the two, sits back 4 foot.
Get a look here at this. They had upped just a little bit.
Okay. Little roll.
Yeah.
Which way?
I'm not 100% on the ice. So
Okay.
if it takes off, we'll
Okay.
get off
Go
of
away.
it.
Control. Lean. Weight's good.
Yep. Whoa, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. Control. Hard.
Whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa.
Well, they want the roll now themselves, but again, too far and back part. This is lining up for the old blank attempt.
Yeah, and I think, you know, that's not a bad thing to do. I like the aggressive sweep call to get the roll. I think teams need to do that a little more. I mean, obviously that rolled a little far for them, but waiting until the stone's on the nose and then hoping to pull it back or call sweep after it's too late is a mistake we've seen out here quite a bit this week. I like Emma's aggressive attempt at the roll. And we get another hit and roll out as the rock comes right at us.
They'll pull that one away. Hopefully you don't have 3D, as it is a blank 1-0. Canadian lead. We're through 3 ends. Draw 16 of the Ford World Women's Curling Championship. Well, a good crowd here inside the Harbor Station, watching on Sheet C, where we are sitting Canada against China, 1-0. Low-scoring affair. as it went back and forth in that third end.
Yeah, but don't let the line score fool you. There's been lots of rocks in play. There's been guards and some dramatic shots so far. So Team Canada, forcing the issue again, has lead Lisa Weigel put a center guard up.
Well, Ray Wang, 75%. Just want to be top part of the rings. They love to get a little bit behind that center line.
That was excellent sweeping. Excellent sweeping by the Chinese team to drag that rock as far as they can. This gives Team Canada a chance to hit and roll under the guard that Lisa threw with her first rock.
Easy.
Just gets to nose.
Yeah, again, quiet weight. Both teams not afraid to play quiet hit weight when necessary, or just through, just enough to move that.
Yeah, and I think that weight selection, that just through, hack weight, board weight, really allows you to make the most out of the ice. Get the most amount of curl, get the right amount of bounce or roll.
Over to the side, just out.
It may be on. Rachel's looking at it. Having Emma come down to take a look.
If it looked out, it is out.
Yeah.
So Emma is the eyes on the team to come
She's
take a look.
the eagle eyes. She comes down, takes a look.
Who's the eyes for your team?
I think based on yours.
It was a job I enjoyed doing. So just as a double check.
Okay, so just wait till the end, I guess.
Always someone else to come down, take a look, and
But it's also knowing which one of your eyes is dominant. Left eye, right eye. It really does make a difference. So you've got to, it is a skill to learn. Checking the angles, trying to see who shot. There's lots of different methods for that. Because you're not allowed to officially measure anything until the play has stopped. The only time you can measure something is if that stone was biting.
or close to,
Yep.
in the first, and a team wanted to hit it and asked
Yeah,
for
in the free guard zone.
I didn't want to oversweep it too early.
Yeah, I know.
nice come around, and those are all about throwing it to the sweepers. Allow them, allow it to keep it out there. When it makes that move, to finish it and take it to the spot you want.
Yeah, your job as a thrower on those draws are to hit a window of weight or momentum that allows your sweepers to take a well-thrown rock and place it perfectly. This is just running a little straight up here. Just a little heavy, I think, for that shot.
And Canada without the hammer. Try to draw right on top of their own. Same shot.
Looks like more. to me.
Yeah.
Looks like more.
How much more? Around? Oh.
Weight's coming off, Rach.
Oh.
It's got a long way to go on this one still.
Hard line.
trying to go around it now, trying to tuck around their own stone. The top of the forefoot.
Those are tough because you don't really want to move them too much, but just see where they sit. No double in play.
So China is electing to play the run back again. Jinli Liu, stones away.
Well, we'll get one of them, rolls it to a corner.
Yeah, that's a great shot. They end up with a nice corner guard. Remove the stone, one of the stones on the forefoot.
You look at the numbers for Emma Miskew right up there.
Yeah, I believe she's the #1 third in the tournament at 84%. Someone may be tied with her. Nope, she's alone on top of the statistical standings.
Line's really good. Gotta get it here. Cross center completely. Hard.
Well, a big finish on this one for the sweepers. As they do cross center, not quite completely, but they leave the wrong side of that rock exposed.
Yeah, that was just a little light, a little underthrown. They wanted that guard closer to the rings. This allows China a chance to play this clockwise rotating hit and roll behind the corner guard.
Yilun Yang, part of the team, played Rachel Homan in the World Junior Championship in 2010, but she played lead. It was Jinli Liu who played third that year. They lost, draw 1 to Canada, 12-3.
And they get a nice shot here. They're not shot, but they do put a rock in the corner of the rings underneath that side guard.
Seem to carry it a bit.
And push the Canadian counter off the forefoot.
And behind the tee line.
Yep.
Weight's good.
Line's really good. Line's
Just
good.
for line.
It's heavy.
Top 4.
So the sweepers are right off this one.
The back 4, Rach.
Gotta go. Gotta finish.
Well, it's one of those not much you can do with it. Hanging out there, they could take it deep.
Yeah, the sweepers didn't touch that the whole way down.
Right there. It's not as bad. It's almost like
So
They lie twos. We'll look over Czech Republic, Switzerland, 3-1 Czech Republic. Anna Kubaskova got 3 in the second, but Vinya Felcher, chance. Take 2 back. Is lying second shot in there. She needs the hit and the stick. This would be to tie the game up. And there it is. You see that Yellowstone just second. Well, they measure. It's a second point, so 3-3. All square. Just a little thick. They could have hit and roll in front. Thin to make the, or too thick to make the double. Too thin to make the hit and roll.
yeah, that was just between the A shot selection and the B shot selection.
depends if it catches curl or not.
Okay. Just let us know the line and
About the same weight.
Yeah, real
Or
close.
a little less because we just want to
Right, top 8. Right,
okay.
the top 4.
Touch
Okay.
less than.
full light's good.
Okay.
So Rachel instructing her sweepers, bite the top 4, full 8's good.
85% for Rachel Homan. had the one rough game recently against Germany, a tough one last Sunday night. 70% against Germany, 77, pardon me, 65 against Germany.
Yeah, even with those little bit of down games, Rachel is in clear first place atop the statistical standings for skips. She's played really well all week.
Do you think it's the center line? I don't know. Emma and I really dragged yours, which is why I thought we could wait.
Four of Rachel's last 5 games have been in the 90s.
还是我11秒力量先把它打掉。
这太危险了吧？
相关就相关了呗。再把这条刀。
That was 72% in their one loss.
还是直接选不了的。
Yeah, and one kind of glitch of a game at 65%. Other than that, Rachel has been,
直接就简单一点，要么就打定打出来。
I mean, she's been near perfect.
She's had a good grip on things, and you could just see the one game, the 65, she was frustrated throughout.
Yeah, they ended up winning that game. It was a difficult sheet of ice and a difficult set of rocks that they were managing, and they ended up winning that game. You know, which when we talk about statistics, it's not how many shots you make sometimes. It's which ones you make and which ones you miss. You can play 95% and miss the one shot you had to make for the win, and that 95% looks good on a piece of paper, but it doesn't mean anything in the reality. But Rachel's been making the right shots at the right time. So as Skip Louis just rolls out a little bit. She was hoping to roll in there on that one.
Well, Rachel...
but she does sit shot stone, so Rachel has to deal with her.
Sure, I like down normal. I don't like
and if you have a roll out of the 8 foot
But I don't mind. Like we could get a good
into the
roll.
12, could bring that one possibility into play.
Yeah, and that stone of Canada sitting on the top 8 foot, it curls there. That is absolutely accessible to be removed.
How much? Okay.
Okay, nose is good too.
Yeah, we can roll it into.
Okay.
Just a hair more.
Down normal.
No. Close, yes. Whoa. Take it, Lise.
Well, they want roll a little bit in. No problem sticking around to lie 2, and that is good enough. Will force China to make a shot to score just a single.
Sorry about yours, Rach. I was trying to wait because we knew, based on your other ones, they were straight.
But it's like the middle is straight. When we're getting out into the 8 foot, the weight's coming off as it's curling in. So if it's tracking on a line, it's much faster than if I go
Lisa
out.
said that my second one really slid though.
Like Emma and I were really able to drag it.
Which
My second one that we just brought behind my first.
So the last stone of the 4th end, Sajia Louis playing a counterclockwise rotating out turn. She needs to hit and stick for a single point.
Well, nothing from the sweepers. Needs to stick. Doesn't go anywhere. Side of the 8 foot, single point. So 2 blanks, 2 singles. Leaves us all square, 1 apiece. Canada will have the hammer when we're back for the 5th end. appreciate that. Well, a few rocks in play, but not a lot of points up on the board at the end. 1-1. Some good shots from both sides, able to keep it at that score. See what China does. Different strategy now without the hammer, the center line guard.
Yeah, now this will be interesting to see how Rachel decides to play this. This team has been known to play a tick shot this early in the game. They can throw a corner guard. They've put one into the rings behind the tee line on the back corner.
Real tight. Yeah, that's good.
Looking for a corner guard on this shot. This team's got a lot of creative approaches to situations.
Well, some strategies you don't see all the time. Sometimes teams get stuck in the, okay, the center line guard's out in front, we have to draw around.
Yeah, we've seen that, I would say, 9 times out of 10 this week. That has been how teams have combated that. Rachel Homan's team from Canada and Margareta Sigfridsson's team from Sweden are the only 2 teams I've really seen do anything different. I don't think they're getting the broom in the right spot for this stone of Ray Wang's. It has run really very straight on them every time she is sat wide open. She's throwing nice weight. They need to get a little more production out of that rock. They need to put that rock in a tougher spot for in order to put some pressure on Team Canada.
Yeah, we've seen a lot from Lisa Weigel where she's been able to come down and play a hit, play a little tap, push that one through. That one sits top 8, but we'll see how close they can get to try and make this inside roll.
Yeah, so they're just tightening up the ice a little bit here.
I want to try and get to the inside. More weight than I thought they would throw.
Yeah, that was about board weight. I think you'll see less weight out of Team Canada here for that same kind of shot.
When you're seeing spots where it curls, the tendency for a sweeper is to be close right away. And there they didn't want to jump it. Just a little bit of a flip, but will touch the center line.
Yeah, but I think the way that's angled now, it's really difficult as it climbs the rings, as it gets higher and higher in the rings. It gets harder and harder to roll underneath that center guard for Team China. And if they throw the same weight as they threw the last time, it's going to be it's a shot that's not available. They'll be able to make the takeout, but not roll under.
Well, this now a fight to get past the front, and they're going to of that one. Tips that one just as a biter, opens the front up. One mistake, now advantage Canada to try and get that deuce.
shot in the top by a lot though, right? That's just full 12, right?
Right, let's have an 8.
So Team Canada really recognizing the opportunity that they've got here with that miss by Team China. But they're not taking anything for granted. The rock placement they know is critical. Rachel talking about where to put the rock, that leaves a thin double. The shooter and sweepers talking about where they want this rock.
Well, they try and use that corner guard. They put out with Lisa Weigle's first stone.
Looking for the hit and roll here, Team China.
Well hit, now roll behind it. Very nice, good use of that stone in the house.
Yeah, that's a great shot. Get another look at this perfect roll.
Like a back line or?
Like this
It's got to be back line.
Okay.
So Team Canada is playing a shot that's got a couple of options here. I didn't see the call. They could be playing the split. They could be playing the straight tap. I think they're likely playing the split to create some separation.
Look in as Emma Miskew plays that. Those yellow stones for the Swiss. Counting, line 3. Vinya Felcher just got by the front to make that nose hit, sit on the button. Line 3. Anna Kubaskova should be able, I think, get shot stone if they get nose, but not an easy one. Just saw Switzerland flirt with the guard. Can't afford to here because the steal would be a 3. Can't afford to roll, it would be a steal as well. Got to hit, got to stick. Hit, stick. And it is 1 red, so they get 1 out of it. A big shot. Kubaskova and Czech Republic looking to play spoiler, leading 4-3.
Li Yunyang looking for a freeze here. Draw right down to the Canada stone that was just tapped by third Emma Miskew. And I think that was a bit of an unfortunate occurrence there. I think that picked. So, or grabbed a little spot on the ice, maybe a little bit of frost or a footprint. The sweepers were right off that, and then all of a sudden it just took a hard curling kind of left turn from the view we just had.
Kind of like the top one more, but it's up to you.
Do you like rolling the other way?
It's not a huge hole for the ice skate.
No, not at all. That's not a.
Like that? Okay.
Like that?
Yeah.
Sure.
I like that. This is pretty decent.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah. Control.
Control.
Control. Lead. Whoa. Let's get it. Whoa. Lead it. Yep. Whoa. Yep.
Well, I want to try and get to the center, protect it. Just a little bit of a roll. Maybe entice China to playing that double and double jam it.
Rachel?
Emma, to get closer to board.
Yeah.
Yeah, that it's a.
Rachel's we were kind of on and off, so maybe we kind of held the line a little bit.
That being the straight back double.
Yeah, I think China shouldn't worry about that run back double right now. I think they really just want to get rid of one of these rocks and get into a control position in front of the rings. So I think Team China needs to hit this rock and roll. Get a look at the Chinese bench behind Skip Sedya Liu.
它那个是这个角，稍微薄一点。对，你看上面那个，它离得近。
那个对，这比较近。
打个 double 吧，龙子。其实打定也是分 double 打呀。啊，行吗？对，太利了，你得打的稍微薄一点。
对，你就
OK
打薄一点就行。应该不够穿，打一个不够穿。
不能。
不能穿。
So this is a
点线再给我来一点 ，OK。
So for all you young skips out there, when you are making this significant of a shot change, I recommend you go down to the other end of the ice and set the target yourself. So they're trying to play the double here.
Well, no hole to go through now, is there?
No, and it's perfectly executed. But I really do recommend for all you young skips out there that you go back down.
Take that extra little bit of time. It works out in that case, but sometimes it...
Yeah, really what you're talking about is consistency of process. You want the most consistent process available to you. That way you can make adjustments, you can know when it's not working. But if your process is at all haphazard, then your results may be. So Team Canada is just going to play a little hit and roll here. This is a setup shot for their multiple point score.
Well, this one trying to make that hit and roll has a long way to move and will chip roll out. Something we haven't seen much from of Rachel Homan.
No, and this really lets Team China off the hook. Canada had the control position.
Just the ice is terrible.
Well, hers are running straighter every time.
Hit where I let go.
Yeah.
So straight pick this one, Ann?
Yeah, I think that's the safest. You've got a biter on the edge, even if you wouldn't even mind losing your back one. And just sit shot 1 and 2 with the shooter rolling out, your back one being pushed out of play. The key thing here for China is to remove that Canada counter. This one's curling.
Right out of her hand. They were on it. They'll pick it clean. Lie 3. Rachel Homan will have to take her single point and figure out what shot she plays to get it. Yeah, picks that one just over the top. Loses the shooter.
So Rachel playing a draw here against 3 for the second time this game. This is a little bit easier of a setup with that rock back 4. She's got something to draw to.
It'll be a bit slower since the weight's going to come off with the curl.
There's the weight information now. Final shot. 5th end. Rachel Homan, Team Canada. A 1-1 game. China currently lying 3.
Back 4. Line's really good. Keep it clean. Yep. Back 8.
Okay,
Yep.
clean it. You're on the back one.
Okay, clean.
Yeah, leave the back.
line,
Just dusting this one down. Lines coming to that back one. Will it stop? It uses it. Rolls off a hair. Gets their 1. And we'll head to the fifth end break. 2-1. Canada narrowly ahead of China.
In the second end of play, Team China puts the pressure on Team Canada. Rachel Homan needs to draw part of the forefoot in order to take her single stone. And this rock's trying to slow down, and it does for a score of 1. So we move up to the fourth end.
The weight's coming off as it's curling in, so.
Pressure flips. Team China, looking at 2 Canada counters, needs to hit and stick for a score of 1 and tie the game up. Sedia Louis does so perfectly. In the fifth end, the pressure is flipped again. Rachel Homan looking at 3 Chinese counters in the ring. Needs to draw right down to this Chinese stone and take a single point for a 2-1 lead going into the fifth end break. Updating some of the other scores from around the sheets. Czech Republic holding on to a 1-point lead over Team Switzerland. The United States, a 1-point lead over Scotland. And Denmark with a 5-3 lead over Team Germany.
这些人现在你们状态全在那儿，全在那儿，相信你们一定能做好啊！这么多观众在那儿看着你们，给你们加油助威，那你说还好好表现一下啊！你打的好球一定给你加油。加拿大观众是很友好的，你打的好多给你加油。主要就是一会儿开场，大家注意力要集中。现在时间是39，时间够。第6局把每一个球之间间歇节奏放慢。 放慢那么1秒2秒，你稳当下来之后再打，你质量就会高，你就会成率都上来，啊，行，你们现在头脑非常清晰，战术安排都非常好，先手、后手得分，先手 false， 逼他们得分，然后先手后手再得分。
On 4. Okay.
Thought I kicked out with less, but my extension. More.
All right.
Do we have food taken care of between games?
Sorry?
Yeah, well, with salads,
Yeah.
we were going to do the same thing if you guys are okay.
No, I get the chili too. Just like the salad.
That's really good. I had it yesterday.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Do I want chili or salad?
How'd you feel after the chili?
Yeah.
Go for it then, man. It's nutritious.
Thought we had them in the third end. We had so many nice situations.
Man,
they made
they
3
just made-
consecutive goddamn run backs.
What was that?
Well, we look at the stats after 5 ends. Canada leads 2-1 over China. China's made some key shots when needed. And you look at the percentages. Canada perfect on their draws. 85 on the hits. 92 overall for Team Canada. 85. Been a good first 5 ends. You only see 3 points up there. But skips have made shots against multiple counters when needed. And when a team's needed a bailout, we've seen it.
Yeah, both teams are executing at a really high level. It just comes down to a couple of shots per end where momentum has swung, and it has here until now, it has swung in the favor of the team without hammer. So one of these teams really needs to make the right shots with the hammer and try and score some multiple points.
Well, China will be first to try that. They'll have the hammer. We start the 6th end here momentarily. A lot of red and white in the crowd.
Yeah, and that works for lots of the teams out here. Lots of the countries wear red and white.
Seeing a lot of red out on the ice right now.
There's a lot of great curling fans here in St. John at this World Championships.
St. John on the eastern portion in the maritime provinces of Canada. It sits on the Bay of Fundy. The Fundy City, it's also known as. And Rachel Homan and her team. Ottawa not far from here, so a lot of family and friends making the trek.
Yeah, they've got obviously great support. They're the home team at this World Championships.
We saw the team percentages overall, 95% for Lisa Weigel.
Yeah,
Here.
and Canada sticking with their game plan, throwing a centerline guard. This one coming up a little long.
Sorry, guys. Okay.
Sometimes you don't throw that one as hard, knowing it's going to be probably a little quicker coming out of the fifth end break.
Yeah, but we've had a bit of change of weather today. There's some rain happening outside right now, from what I understand. And any kind of environmental changes like that might make a little bit of difference in the ice conditions. The ice techs are watching lots of information, and with this being the first real rain we've had all week, that might be changing the speed a little bit here today. We'll try and run the rock clock and get you some draw speed times. We've been seeing pretty high numbers, 15.5 seconds hog
over
to hog.
15 a lot of the time this week. Long guard. Wasn't sure what China would do. A 2-1 game, they're going to try and generate their offense. They haven't really got into a lot of corner guard play when they've had last stone. Most play around the center.
Yeah, they have done that every time, actually. The only time they've thrown a corner guard is when rocks have been removed from play. Sweepers really working this. Really working this right down to a freeze. That was outstanding sweeping. Certainly Lisa Weigel is appreciative of the weapons that she's got there in Emma Miskew and Allison Kraviatsik on the brushes. And we'll get a time here from Ray Wang's draw. Sweepers are right off. This looks a little heavy. This is the stone I wondered if it might be a little bit straight on her. Yeah, 14.2. This is back 8 weight generally.
We'll go around everything. It's back 8, even back 12.
Yeah, it just slides a little deep on her. So maybe a hair overthrown there.
I don't think mine's gonna curl like yours.
T-line? Is that what you're doing?
So in, turn around, and try and keep a good angle, but also play a little tap.
I don't think it'll curl that much.
No, I don't either.
We'll wait at the beginning.
And I ask you, how did she lose 2 percentage points?
She must have said something.
Yeah, she's playing a great game here. Sweepers again working really hard. Lisa Weigel trying to pay back Allison for the great sweep on her last shot.
Well, they're trying to keep the angle and a little movement of it.
And they do.
Great sweep, guys. That spot's a little slow. Yeah. Hey. Okay, try hard.
Well, lower numbers.
Okay.
Jinli Leo, 65%. Peels the center. Doesn't like the way those 2 yellows are lined up on theirs.
Yeah, those yellow rocks are really lined up in Canada's favor right now.
Pretty close to that weight.
No. You can throw less.
Okay.
got a curl range?
No, just keep going.
Just a one. Really light.
Need to touch center. Need to get over.
So even though that combination in the rings is really tempting, Rachel knows that she doesn't need to be shot yet.
Biding their time, waiting a little bit longer, getting deeper into the end.
传一下，不行把这个隔开。
So dangerous. 2 stones right there for Team China.
Yeah, and Team China recognizes that, and one of the things that makes them so dangerous is not only the angle that they're sitting on, but the fact that there's a Chinese stone holding them in the rings.
要到最后的话，没有站位了，他叭把你一打掉，全都是黄球。
So it's a
你要是这个球，你就是底线力量稍微磕一下，把它稍微点。
得磕你。
然后啊，
他内站位高，他这球太死了，你给他传出来之后，他咔他把你一打出来打甩他。
这个球只要把它磕散一点就行。
你把这球磕打上的话，最后一直站轻，然后他叭把你给打掉了。
行，那我就按底线力量投吧。
行，然后头留在这儿。
没事，他那站位高，
他的站位高，
你就底线力量，我稍微给你收点点，不行站位挂开都行。
再小一点，太大了。
Rachel takes that opportunity. You saw Team Canada there briefly to head down and talk with their team while they had a moment.
Yeah, it's a great use of time as this dangerous situation required a Team China meeting and everyone coming to a consensus on what the options are, what the goal is for this next shot, and how to set up shots for the rest of the end. We're still in seconds rocks here for Team China. There's a lot of rocks left to play. But they do need to take care of this situation here. Change the angles, redecorate.
Just want to move things around a little bit. Changes the angles a little bit. They still lie shot stone.
Yeah, unfortunately, the way those bounced, they bounced right underneath that long guard. Staggered.
You could play a double
It's
on
a bit more steeper than you see up there. Okay. It's a quarter.
Well, play the double. You could hit off that one, but it really might give something, or a double on those 2 yellows that are lined up nicely. Make this to lie 3. As Rachel referred to, the big screen up above. Again in the 90s, Emma Miskew. Well, we'll make the double, and sort of a dancing act between
Yeah, lots
Leo
of rocks
and Homan.
bouncing.
That's about as much contact as you'll see 2 curlers have on the ice.
Yeah, everyone was a little bit surprised by where the rocks went, and Rachel doing everything to get her feet out of the way.
The non-contact sport of curling. Despite what you just saw. They have a chance to make the double on this one, or is it too well protected?
The most important thing is to get to the nose, however is possible, and sit in a controlling position. I use that phrase a lot. It is so vital to put your stones on top of the other teams.
Well, picks the top one out.
As we take a look here at the Czech Republic Switzerland game over on sheet A. Last stone for Team Switzerland.
Well, can they nose this, try and punch it through those back ones to try and get 2? They will look like just 1 to tie it up. And it is a single point, so they're through 5 ends on a sheet A. Czech Republic giving Switzerland a fight. Swiss's last game, a loss, and it brings the 3-loss team of Korea into play. Korea will play Scotland tonight. Canada plays Sweden. Another team with 2 losses.
The judge, I held back a little because I kicked out really heavy.
And Russia right now with 2 losses. They'll play Czech Republic this evening.
Just kicked out.
Hoping to see a little less weight on this shot here for Team China.
Well, avoid their own.
That's a nice
Hits,
shot.
Rolls away. Second and third. By sticking around, does that force Rachel to hit that drop?
Yeah, I would imagine so.
It's gonna take any big moves. Yes, keep my weight up then. Yeah, normal? Yep.
So they were just talking about
Am I trying to roll all the way under?
how to best take the drama out of this shot. Rachel's decided by keeping her weight up, she'll be able to keep this rock.
If I nose it, it's a double jam into their own. That'd be really thin. What she said?
Really thick?
Nose is a really thin double.
Oh, really thin double.
It would probably jam.
Okay.
You trying to roll over?
Super
Try
thin
and roll.
double.
How much? Normal. Okay.
85%. Rachel Homan.
Up normal.
No. Up normal. Close? No, never. Yep. No. Great shot.
And rolls a little away. Said it would be a very thin double.
Emma's right, it is a very thin double.
double 底下那红球相关球。
打厚一点，然后往上转吧。
就是打甩的加一个流。
我直接打那个 double。
行，
打 double 容易受相关，那我觉得打他一个吧。
打他一个，把中间那个给你扣出来。
不行的话，要掉线的话，直接就跟打甩。
行。
甩他上头的话也行，然后不行下把我再抓那个吧。
行。打1/4。
打的薄一点不行。1/4差不多。
So doubles the call?
Yeah, I think doubles the call here. And as Team Canada asserted, it is a very thin double.
And Emma thought it would jam. We'll find out. 98.
Yeah.
Said yeah, Leo.
Having a great game. She just needs to touch a little bit of this rock on the side.
Well, we'll catch it, push it back with a shooter stick. Continues to spin, goes out to the side of the 12-foot. Well, decision time now for Rachel Homan. Just couldn't hold it quite enough, and it'll come right at you.
It's really high. Well, anywhere here is fine. Whatever you like. Nose is like real thin. You wouldn't be able to stick around. It's dead straight here, right? How much? Board? Hey.
Earl Morris watching on playing even less weight. Saying this spot's not curling very much.
Rachel just trying to hit this one right on the nose and stick around. They discussed drawing under and taking advantage of the guard that they've got out front.
While trying to hold it to stick around. Well, hit, no roll. As it sits back 12 foot. Liu looking at that double right away.
Yeah, with that little flop inside, it helped improve the angle on the double and will allow her to keep her shooter.
Well, it is a longer guard, so with a hack weight, even less.
I think she can probably play this with about board weight. She just needs to hit just the high side of nose. So the high side being the broom side or the target side of the top of the rock.
Sediat Liu hurt. Final stone. Trying to make a double, score 2 and take the lead. Needs to hit and stick to get her 1. Hit and jam, roll out. After weight, didn't move, and a steal of 1. So the first 2-point lead of the game goes to Team Canada with the steal in 6. So 3-1. The first steal of the game. The first 2-point lead of the game goes to Team Canada. But they know they let an opening to China, and China 6-4 on the week. Just that little mistake, that's what puts them in this position. A couple of those shots earlier in the week might be in a different position, competing for that playoff. But all in all, a 6-4 record coming in. This their final round robin game. Last year they go 6-5. That's a real good result in a first World Championship.
Yeah, it's excellent. And we've seen quite a bit of growth out of this team in just a week's worth of play. And I can only imagine that with more opportunity to play at this level, that their game will get better and better. And that was great rock placement by Ray Wang there on that corner guard. It's in a great position.
All there. Line's really good. Top 12. Top 8. Let it stop. Do it? No. Yeah. That's
Still like top 8.
6 or more?
Yeah.
So Canada up, so they go in. Lead
Yeah.
3-1.
10秒吧。直接打电话吗？我直接给靠后边头闪回来就行。你想10秒打吗？10秒打吧，打掉了就行。现在弄好是打甩的。嗯，对。哦，9秒，打 double 吧。double 也得放。
It's this rock that's a little straighter.
Well, kicks that one back, holds the shooter, pushes it into the back of the 12-foot.
That's a great shot.
We'll get shot stone out of it. So Ray Wang had the morning off, maybe a little bit of a breather to come back and finish off. A strong note. You see their time clocks in behind there as well, both 30 minutes. So
Plenty of time.
doing well on the time factor.
That's tough.
Tan Wei Dong,
Thin, right? Okay.
alternate Cho Tong Shea.
Is there a double off the guard? Really thin? That, we don't love that. Yeah.
Should run straight.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So Canada's going to peel this guard.
Yep. Hard.
Well, get the peel. Nothing in the rings. They could have put the broom on a little bit, maybe a couple licks might have done it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think you want to get too cute in that situation. Your main goal is to remove that guard.
站得稍微靠这侧一点啊。
取值点是不是太大了？
So do you put the guard out in front, protect your stone you have? Go back to the same spot with a corner guard?
This is a situation where you're trying to figure out what Team Canada doesn't want you to do. I think with Team Canada's electing to peel that corner guard, that tells you quite a bit about what their goal for the end is.
进营了，
擦一擦，选过来呢。
不快我选过
擦一
来。
擦，擦一擦，擦一擦，再擦再擦，擦一擦二。
So just a little difficulty with rock placement here for Team China. That rock, they needed either well behind the tee line, create some separation, or they needed to put up a corner guard. And I think on seconds rocks, it's very early in the end. You could have put up another corner guard there. Just been a little more patient, just a little more patient.
This plays into Canada's strength too, is playing these hits, and they can play the finesse game, but they peel the top, 2 out, and all of a sudden you have nothing in play.
Come back a little bit.
Yeah, nothing in front of the rings, and
That's basically where it's let go though.
even if you put a rock in play here,
我觉得先粘那个吧。
yeah, and I like where
这就是后手。
Sadia Leo's broom was.
这个球儿一
Back 8, if she comes around the center, you want that little run back as long as possible. You might be trying a freeze here. So essentially the same shot
力量，直力量先 OK。
that Jinli Neo threw last time.
我2个分
That's a good shot.
It's in play, forces Canada to play on their stone.
How much, Em? Heel?
Heel.
Canada happy just blasting, just getting rid of stones with a 2-point lead.
Heel.
And this is a rocket. They throw big weight as well as any team.
And they just touch it over line 3. Emma Miskew, a very tall lady, uses those legs to generate some speed on those takeouts.
Yeah, and the trick to throwing a lot of weight like that is being able to throw it accurately. Lots of people can throw it hard. You need to combine accuracy with that power.
Similar path, so again, looking for that freeze on top.
It's a great stone. Keeping a little bit of an angle.
Just sweep it out.
And just a hair of separation. You know, sometimes that can play into Team China's favor. Might take a little momentum transfer off.
Look in Czech Republic, Switzerland here as well, and look at the scenario. A nose, maybe a hair on the right side. In order to score a couple, there's another one underneath. Czech Vice in the house. 3, maybe 4 if this is made. And a Kubatskova needs nose on this one. Big weight. Now let's see what happens. Watch the rocks fly. Get one, spill them over the top. Will they get that one far enough? Keep it going. Not quite a solid effort. That spins another rock. Might be 4. Instead, it's a steal of 1 and a 5-4. Swiss lead. Oh, so close. For the 2-7 Czech Republic skip.
So back to our feature sheet. China looking to freeze to the back Canada stone.
And the hard part about coming back against a team that hits well, your freeze, especially playing freezes, they have to be so precise.
Yeah, you really, rock placement is the key here for China getting back into this game, scoring a deuce.
So playing down to it, not wanting to play into the hands and bring that guard into play.
Really nice communication all the way back down the sheet on that shot.
So China looking to make the perfect freeze. They make the perfect freeze. Rachel Homan just follow it down or then smash it.
I think if she freezes right on the nose, Rachel may may sit right on top of it. She's got a good handle on the ice and the speed there, having just thrown that path. Another option that Team China didn't really even talk about was just the straight draw. Sitting in the forefoot, enticing Rachel to play that run back. Maybe you get a jam in your favor in the back of the rings.
Well, this change of plan over curling, so try and get behind. Well, they are back 8 foot. Is it protected? Do get Rachel into a draw and force her into a draw game when you're down a couple.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing. You know, if those sweepers had upped a little bit on that shot, it could have sat just under cover above the tee line.
Back four. You want this? It hasn't been getting to center.
If you throw less, we can just brush it in, so. Same.
Great ice awareness there by third Emma Miskew, just talking about how the rocks are not getting all the way to center, where to set the ice in order to give Team Canada the highest chance of making this shot.
Wait close. Need T line. No, no, no. No, gotta wait. Gotta wait. Wait's good. No. No, we're not on it.
Okay, we're back four.
No.
Needs to curl.
No.
Back 8.
No, no, it's all there.
Well, out of the sweeper's hands now. This one, where will it go? Just goes right past it. And the draw, good enough, allows China. Draw for 2. Very patient end. Picked away, played some freezes. Got a mistake.
Yeah, they got the miss at the right time. That allows them to get that skip's deuce. But I think that draw buried fully under cover was really what did it.
So final stone 7th end, looking to tie things up. Cedia Leo missed a double in the 6th. Now
She has not thrown many draws here. So has she thrown any?
Trying to think back. Other than the one she just threw.
Yeah. So this one looks a little heavy, which that's her margin for error. She can come down to that Canadian stone. She can't bounce too much.
Well, they almost flirted with chipping theirs and rolling over the top. They were a little loose on that one, not staying that close, but it goes down a 2. China does get the deuce, the first of the game. We're all square, 3-3 after 7. Well, brave men in the crowd with no sleeves. We're all bundled up here, making sure you're staying warm. Maybe it's a little liquid courage over there in the crowd. As a 3-3 game, they're trying to cheer their hometown or home country Canadian team on to victory. And that first one, right to the button for Team China. 8th end.
Yeah, China with a big draw for 2 points in the 7th end to tie this game up. I would imagine this being the very pivotal 8th end in a game. Canada's not super pleased to have given up the score of 2, but to get the hammer back in 8, that's a really valuable switch.
One smart recognition by Leo, putting that first one in the ring, saying we're tied. Let's put the first one in. If maybe you catch, not quite thinking, or you see that one in, you get a hit from Rachel Homan.
Yeah, and I think, you know, maybe you make them think about their game plan.
Good numbers both sides. Ray Wang a little lower on her hits, but
she's really having an excellent game.
Really refocused after being taken out of the lineup and then came back in this game. Good way to finish off an event.
Well, one of the things, I mean, she's 19 years old. She has never played in a world championship before. This is a grueling event. It is, although you train for it every single day, actually playing in it, being here every day, these 10-end games, every shot is a pressure shot. It's a really difficult event, and it's something you have to live to learn. And Ray Wang looked very tired last night, and today she looks reinvigorated and is playing beautifully. And, you know, let's not underestimate what it's like to play against such an accomplished lead as Lisa Weigel, who has a shot named after her, and that is why. She wiggled it.
She wiggled that one to the corner. Not the first to play the shot, though. Numerous before that have played it, but she was given that. She didn't give it. Her team didn't give it to her. It was media gave it to her as after a impressive run. Not this year Canadian Championship, the year before.
Sweepers trying to drag this guard into a great position. Just touch center line, and they do. Yeah, and we get a look at the numbers here at second. There's a 20% differential here, and you can really see it in the hits. Jinli Leo just down a little bit on her numbers here. Canada going really hard for their score of 2 points here in the 8th end, 2 or more points. Trying to freeze this down to the China stone on the button. Valiant effort by the sweepers there to drag that rock as far as they did. Ali not happy with that attempt. And with that half shot by Team Canada, this is an opportunity for Team China to really put pressure on them. light is better than too heavy. Don't want to bounce.
And that's not what they were looking for. Now, rolling off really wasn't a way to get at that one on the button.
It's 3/4 high.
Do you want to look at it?
Dead straight here. It's 3/4 high. Like here.
What do you like? Normal? Normal, maybe?
So with that little bounce by Jinlin Liu, it provides a double opportunity for Canada that was not there before.
Normal?
Yeah. Whoa, whoa.
Oh.
Looking to get both of these red Chinese stones out. And just a high on that one. Spills it out, so it's not in the forefoot. Second shot. Not the double that they were hoping for.
Yeah, it just didn't come up quite enough, but they do accomplish their main goal, which was getting those stones off the forefoot.
Too bad.
It
Didn't
was
need
like,
the sweeping, eh? This is bad because then they have a bad alley.
yeah.
Good throw. At least you got it off there.
Yeah, and at least we stuck around.
We've got 3 rocks in the house, so that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
咱先手。是。咱这局给他1分不也行吗？要不然你就把边区那个打过来点儿就行。
主要这旋一个现在不太好。
那你就直接奔这儿旋呢，或者是你直接打这个甩过来呢，
旋一个，
当处理个球儿呢。
旋一个。
叫暂停也行，
旋一个吧。
小点力量，不行3区4区都可以。
奔粘的来啊，3、4。
不是，你就奔4区粘或者旋过来都可以。
我觉得就是旋一旋，打边儿那个，它主要是中间。你现在你打边儿。
So after some discussion, Team China has decided with the in-turn clockwise rotating draw.
Well, Canada wasn't happy that they didn't get rid of it. China now trying to figure out, because they weren't happy with where their last rock ended up. Once it goes, it'll bend towards the center. Well, I had to wait on the line. Just, I don't think the broom was in the right spot on that one.
Yeah, there was a little bit of adjustment from the hack on the ice.
Again, advantage. Especially this one on the draws, Emma Miskew. 93 to 84. Surprise, surprise, Emma Miskew in the 90% range.
Weight's good.
Forward. Right off. Weight's good. Lead. Yep. Forward. Whoa. Whoa.
Looking to roll out on this one. Oh, actually, gonna roll under. All right.
Works out pretty good.
Yeah, that works out pretty good. Look at how close that is to that guard. Just hairs it. And
Underneath.
underneath.
Do you have a remote on that one?
Pickers.
Did you have a remote control on that one?
Girl.
找一个吧，找一个看着打大短虾。啊？
Are they worried about the run back jamming onto their back redstone?
打甩一个呢？
Yeah, I think they're talking about it, but if they make the run back, I believe the drag on the stone would take it just behind, but
一个了。
我觉得应该。要不要叫暂停？
那打水没啥用，中间人现在两个。
要不叫暂停？
交暂停也行。
相关飞了吧？
So, Sadia Liu signals for a timeout, which is a coach interaction, and Tan Weidong will come down and talk to his team at this critical juncture.
我觉得就打飞他，咱就剩那一个了。
但是你打那个一点意义没有。
那你不打的话，人家就后手，要不然人家投你个大的。咱现在保证咱营里有球。
你打那个真不如打中间了。
对。
这就现在先把这黄球打掉，从这侧旋打的底下这个球，打完了球甩到红球后面，这样能进行控制。那边让麦是啊，
打这个。
对，旋打用旋打的力量，把那球磕出去就行，完甩到球后面，这是变成23，空中得分就可以。啊。
好打吗？
好打，非常容易。
这边掉，这边直掉的没有那么大，在这边掉不太下来。
如果你要下不来的话，就旋粘的那个球。先粘的，左脚斜搁在前面。
那我要直接我就粘他一个吗？
对，就是去粘的。
那我就不打了，直接粘他一个。
你这打不下来吗？这球，这个。
有是有，但是你要是把
行，那你就先粘放着，先做个球坐那儿，下把用再冲的，好吧 ？OK， 控制这些前区，控制区。甚至搁到前红球那位置都可以，下把你就可以找他。
是啊。
啊，不用太深。
找的话太危险了，崩掉他就剩一个。
对，那个不行，那找不了那个。
Well, translate that for us, Ann.
He basically said, get a rock in the rings. They're going to play the draw here. I don't know if it's a freeze or...
Looks like just in front of those two yellows.
Yep.
Well, it's starting that move. Now they got to try and take it right down to it, trying to get second shot out of this.
Okay.
Just a little roll off, but we'll close in the rings a little bit.
Yeah, and it does improve their angles a little bit, so may give them an option on their next shot.
You want to call time? Okay. Is Earl here? Yeah. Okay.
They called timeout because earlier in the week, Earl Morris, they called a timeout, and he wasn't on the bench.
So their fifth, Stephanie LeDrew, came out and helped the team make their choice. Now we're going to get a chance to listen in on Team Canada's timeout or coach interaction.
My first thought was to freeze to that one.
So, scoring one for sure wins the game, right? Just saying. So we want to best guarantee that we're going to score one. You looking at drawing down to here?
Yeah, this looks pretty good.
Yeah, I kind of like that one. Do you know the lines really well?
No.
Not
Okay.
really, just we're not really sure where else we can go.
I think Emma's last one picked.
Oh, okay.
Like we could hit that so they don't have an in-off on it.
Yeah, so the interesting part about hitting that and playing a double, I suppose,
try this double.
makes that open. I don't
Just
mind
that
that.
I don't mind the double.
If we did
Yeah.
this, I don't know.
It certainly opens up this side.
That's not bad, actually. Yeah. If you roll right to there, that's
Or
pretty
if you're
good.
over curling, just take it all the way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind opening the side up.
That's not bad. Okay.
So even if you hit it the other way, though, it's not the end of the world, is it?
Which way?
Hit it that way so that you make the double here and leave this side open for a draw if you need it.
I'd rather roll in.
Okay.
Okay. Heel?
Make
Yeah.
it.
Thanks, Earl.
Thanks, Earl.
Well,
So that's great wisdom. Scoring one here wins the game.
yeah, you didn't mince around that. He's
No.
point blank says scoring one wins you the game right now.
Taking a point in 8 is so significant, and in particular with the tied score. And as nice as it is to take a multiple score in the 8th end, 1 is the critical amount. And that was a great reminder to his team. And that's about game plan and sticking with a game plan.
They thought the first one picked.
Again, Emma had a little bit of an overextension for her. It looked a little aggressive, but
Makes it the way
perfectly
Earl
made
had
shot.
talked about,
Yeah.
rolls away, so they have that path.
Yeah, and
So they make it on the outside of that one.
yeah, and that actually gives gives Canada a nice opportunity.
Well, skip stones now upcoming.
直接打这边这个。哪边那个？他不敢打，他怕把前面磕开了。不行，不能打那个了。咱营里就一个。
Could play the run back. You have
崩开了，全是他的。
same shot around everything to the back of the forefoot.
那要不然你就往底下传一下，传到自己的那个。
Yeah, there's a bit of a risky little shot here through this port.
就当空分了吧。
给点，小一点儿，再小一点儿。
I think she's playing the hit and roll here, which off this.
It's probably going to be, at most, maybe biting the back of the forefoot.
9秒，9秒，hurry，全力擦菜。
Always tough when you're hitting a stone wide of the 12-foot. And will barely roll in full 12-foot. As we look at Skip's numbers. Advantage on this side. Sadiat Liu.
Because she still can come off her own and be shot right now.
You can feel it out.
Yeah, like if we roll out, it's not bad.
Yeah. But even if we can get like edge on edge like that, runs into it. We gotta go all the way though, I think.
Yeah.
I think
Even if we roll it,
my
Play
miss is to
play
roll
it
in.
tight to roll out.
Stand straight here.
I think so. Seems to be.
I would assume so. It's a 12-foot, right? It might be a bit frosty though.
Okay, I'll show feel though.
Well, and as you just heard from Team Canada, if it is frosty, is that going to cause it to curl maybe a little more?
Yeah, it might catch the edge of the frost and jump in a little bit. So they'll keep the brushes down the whole way on this one, I would imagine.
I'm sure we'll see peel weight to take any of that out, as we'll also look over on sheet A at the same time, and looks like a double for Binya Felcher to score 2. The 8th end over there. First, right side of your screen. Trying to jump this one over. Jump it over into the 4-foot. Scores, or to lie 3, pardon me. Now back to the left side in Czech Republic, Switzerland. Looking for the double. Nicely done. Binya Felcher will punch that one out. Score their 2. And it is 7-5 after 8 ends over on sheet A.
So that was an excellent split screen of great shot making. The double by Binya Felcher from Switzerland.
Here's another look at this roll.
And roll by Rachel Homan of Team Canada.
She took curl right out of that and hit where she had the broom.
Yeah, it's one of the great gifts of Rachel's delivery to take the mystery out of the ice.
So this an all or nothing shot for Sedia Leo. Don't get this one into the 4-footer. You touch the front, giving up 4, and it's ball game. And this one isn't going to get by.
Yeah, and Canada sits 3 still with a open draw to a little better than full 8-foot for Rachel Homan to score 4.
I think this should run real nice.
Won't come back. You think Rachel's gonna run? You don't get any curl. I think if we're out here running.
I think we try and take it at the end.
Yeah, I think
I don't think
So their
it's gonna
timeout
draw.
where they talked about playing the double to open up a
We're
draw.
like, we're shot a few.
Just
If we
looking
were
to
a little
see
further
if
out,
I
I
touch
think,
it.
but I think we're good here.
Rachel, your rocks here, draw the buttons, we're here.
Oh, I think we're still shut even if I touch it though, Em, because look.
Okay.
I think it should be okay.
So I don't think we need to go too far.
I'm just looking at it, sorry.
Reassurance from her third that she can make this shot, that this is the right ice.
Do you think if I throw the same that went like back 8 last time, that'll be seen here?
That or a little less, I think. Yeah.
Less than that?
Your one, which one? The one that went back 8?
Yeah.
I think a bit less, Rach. I think this should be a good path. I think they're dying once they get on the tighter line like hers did. But I think this one should run nice.
Think it'll be the same speed as right here?
Yeah. Do you think so, or do you think?
I don't.
You don't?
Throw what you think, Rach.
Okay.
Everyone's guards were coming up light here.
That was to center.
That was on the tighter line.
Okay, so great discussion on the ice speed.
Okay, okay.
And her front end just giving her confidence there that
Yeah.
you're okay in this spot. This for a 4th point. Make it a 7-3 game. Line 3 already.
Go for Wade, lines go!
Gotta go!
Well, Kraviazik, Weagle need the 8-foot. They want this extra point for their skipper. They got to get past that front one. Get by, now get it far enough. Can they wait? Did they wait too long? Don't know, it is close. I think just 3. They just had to wait for it to clear that guard. And I think that little bit they got up was the difference.
Yeah, 3.
So they don't get the 4th, but it's a 3 for Canada. A big score. 1 point, their coach said, would win the game. They score 3, though, to double their score, 6-3 after 8.
Real close.
Well, look inside Harbor Station. All 4 sheets in play here. The final day of round robin play. 2014 Ford World Women's Curling Championship. Canada strikes big after giving up 2 in the 7th to have a tie game. They get 3.
Stop moving.
Just missed a chance at 4. Didn't quite get it. But still a 3-point lead with 2 ends remaining for Canada. A win will put them into the playoffs with just 1 loss right now. Live coverage here, China, Canada. Draw 16. Luke Coley with and Swiss Helm. And it was just a case on that one by Rachel. They reassured on the weight. She wasn't far off. It just had the curl.
Yeah, it was just a little too much line on her last draw, so the sweepers had to up for just a second to let it curl, and with that, taking their brushes off it for just a second, it came up, oh, I don't know, it looked like maybe an inch short of being in scoring position. But still, a big score of 3 in the 8th end gives Canada full and complete control over this game.
Whoa. Line's a little tighter. Yeah, it's out there. It's back 4. Back 4.
Hump, bumping.
Yep. Great sweep, guys. Good. Nice lines. Very good.
And Lisa Weigel and her sweepers perfectly line those 2 stones up.
底线吧，力量不用太大了，磕一点就行。你给他磕底线力量吧。我说底线力量，给他磕一点就行。
用这边磕，这边磕，然后如果不太行就磕到那边。
Well, it's a tough uphill battle now for China.
I think China needs to think about this, is they just need to score 2 points here. I mean, they're going to have some extraordinary rock placement to steal against Team Canada. But if you start thinking that you have to score 3, that's when you end up getting into a lot of trouble. This is just generate your score of 2 points.
And a good start here with this one. A little tap back, keeps shooter in a good spot.
Yeah, I think if Rachel holds true to form, she'll peel that corner guard without hesitation, which makes me think that maybe China wanted to put 2 corner guards up, regardless of how great those rocks were by Lisa Weigel.
Heel? No.
Well, nothing from the sweepers, Alison Kreviazek. Now they put the brooms down. We'll get rid of the guard. Well, this one just touches their own frozen onto it, slides into the back part of the rings. And very close to in or out, but a little surprised they stay out. They don't go out in front early in the end.
Yeah, on seconds rocks, I think a guard is, it's almost mandatory in this situation, being down by 3. You have to create traffic in front of the rings.
Weight's close, T-line. Got weight, little heavy. Back 8. Yeah, we gotta go by, hard. Okay.
Just a little bit of a half shot there.
As we see handshakes between USA and Scotland. The United States win their final game, so they will finish a 6-5 record. Not quite enough. They started 3-0, but couldn't finish it off. Scotland 2-8. They'll play Korea tonight. And Korea still playoff hopes. They need some help, but they also need to win so they could play spoiler tonight. And that half shot by Team Canada. Maybe trying to just change just chip their top yellow.
Yeah, just change the angles a little bit. So this is a nice freeze here by Team China. Nice call.
Falling in love with those Canadian stones.
Yeah, you got to fall in love with your opposition stones.
Look at the standings right now. Canada at 8-1, a win. They're into the playoffs. Which game, not sure. Then Russia, Switzerland at 8-2. And Sweden, who will play Canada tonight. Korea, as I said, still alive at 7-3. US finishes 6-5. And then Czech Republic, Scotland, Germany with 2 wins. Denmark and Latvia just 1 so far. Second to last round robin draw.
Just clean. Yep.
So Canada throwing big weight, peel, and they roll to the back forefoot. That's a great shot.
Rolling a bit now.
But there's rocks in play. Rocks in play.
Well, they have a perfect angle on that top one.
Yeah, I think there might be an opportunity here. China's got 4 rocks left. I'd like to see them play the in-turn around the outside, but they're going to do their best to tap and change the angles a little bit. And unfortunately, that is not how they wanted to change the angles.
Angles end up.
You know, that's the trouble with making that shot. I think you want to try and pull Team Canada into making that shot for you. You want Team Canada to hit that rock of yours on the top of the 8-foot. I think if China had come around the back on the in-turn side, put another rock in play, you know, you tease Canada into maybe helping you. And the double is made.
And sit there, lying 4. China still just needs to try and get 2. Make a shot and try and get 2.
Yeah, and there's rocks behind the tee line. And there's a rock they can use for cover.
While trying to get around, and another one just not executing of late. Got their 2 tied up after 7, and
Which way do you want to come? This outurn's pretty
just
scary.
mistakes in the last couple.
I feel like if you're, it's not going to make a move.
Need less ice.
So Rachel isn't going to hesitate. She's going to remove this rock here.
Really straight. Okay. How much? Okay. Let's go. You got it.
Yes.
Clean, clean.
Yep.
Just wanted to get rid of that stone, eliminate that Chinese one. But
Oh, that's an unfortunate bounce. That creates a pocket, a nice pocket for Team China to sit a stone in.
Take it out.
Should be jumping up to slide down to throw a freeze into this pocket now.
Yeah, she's playing the other turn, so I think she's just playing to get to the face of the one. That looks like a dead nose freeze on the other.
这点用不用再来点儿？
这边还有条线。
再来点点了。
对。
稍微
She
快点点。
taps it just a couple of inches on the nose. Said yet, Leo.
哦，丽姐。
我量大，青稞。
哦，还可以啊。下了，别顶线了。
还可以
还行
啊。
啊，顶线。3、2，顶线。
So front end working this stone really hard.
快点，快点，快点。擦了，2，
可以点。
擦了，往上，快点。
磕了，磕了。
And that's a great shot.
Yep. Hack.
Hey.
You try and release this with hack.
Okay.
So
Freeze on it? No, we can't freeze.
We need to release
Just
this.
blast it. I just have to push this back a little bit.
Okay. You don't even need hack, you need back line. I like back line. Okay. Because even
If you nose it, like they'll be shot, but it'll be hard for her to get to.
okay. Just high side. Eh?
Slightly high is perfect.
What do you think of back line here?
That's pretty close.
I think we can hold it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Through here. Yeah, we threw some hacks here that didn't really go anywhere.
Unless you just wanted to draw the ball.
No, because it's gone.
So now it's conceding that they may give up one, but trying to hold it to just one.
yeah, and they see that the danger stone here is as much their yellow rock, their rock holding the Chinese rock in the forefoot.
Okay.
So Rachel said she just wants to unlock it.
How much did you decide?
Like a back 12.
Okay.
She just wants to move her own yellow stone off the back of that Chinese rock in the forefoot.
Line's tight. Yep. Back
Yep. Yep. Go.
Back 12. Whoa.
Take a look.
Whoa.
Take a look.
Weight's good. Line only.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah.
Back 12. Whoa.
Stay close.
No.
Stay close.
Line huge here. Rachel Homan's final stone. Just that, right on the nose. How do you get two out of that?
You do not. Just fantastic rock placement and awareness by Rachel Homan and company.
Can you play anything at this? Whose shot is it? It looks, it was very close.
I didn't get a good look at it.
Didn't know how much weight. I didn't want to roll off. She didn't roll an inch. That's real close.
Okay, you have the eyes of your team. I say red, just barely.
I think it might be Canada. I think it might be that yellow stone.
Don't really have much choice but to throw it away and see. So,
Yeah.
said yeah, Leo.
So,
There was nothing she could do that would help her whatsoever.
nope.
I think we'll see a measure on this one.
Get a measure just to make sure. Yeah.
So, Emma Miskey's asking for the measure just to make sure. I think she thinks it is red. You may be right on this, Luke.
I have the advantage of looking at, I've used the overhead camera more than you have. You've been right over top on the ice.
Yeah, I'm usually looking at the overhead. I'm usually looking at the overhead camera angle from the ice position.
Fun, a look over. Switzerland is victorious. Swiss fans love it. Hop Swiss. We'll see the measure. So Switzerland with the victory. They steal 2 in that 9th end. So 9-5. And with that, the Swiss go to 9-2. Czech Republic drops to 2-8. Switzerland has beaten Sweden and Canada, so they hold the tiebreaker against them. They lost to Russia, though. Russia plays the Czech Republic tonight. As you see, just goes just past the 1 of the micrometer there. And we'll see the yellow one here. Very tough because it's so close.
It's red. Yeah. Red.
And it doesn't move it. I didn't think it was that clearly red, but the Chinese do get 1. I will take it. And Swiss Helm, wrong.
Yeah, that was still a fantastic shot by Rachel Homan and Team Canada to limit China to a single point.
唐老师不是往中间边上站一点。
Well, a couple more finals we showed you there. Switzerland celebrating. It was a 9-5 victory over the Czech Republic. Czech Republic 2-8. Switzerland 9-2. They are into the playoff mix. And Germany, as they see those 2 in there, will get handshakes from Denmark. Denmark concedes defeat. Denmark still just 1 win, 1-9. They'll take on Latvia tonight. While Germany finishes this World Championship. First one skipped by Imogen Una Lehmann, 3-8.
Okay.
Well, they tried to
Okay, forgot it was 7.
try the chip shot, don't remove it, or do remove it from play, and so it gets, the stone gets pulled, and the existing guard goes back out in front.
And Ray Wang from China will attempt to put up a double guard situation, one on top of another, lined up with as much separation as possible.
Well, and Canada with a win. They're into the playoffs. Worst they can do is the 3-4 game. All depends on numerous games that still have to play out tonight.
Yeah, we know who the playoff teams are likely to be, with one outlier still possible in Team Korea. But at worst case scenario, we know the top 5 teams with for a single tiebreaker. But Getting into that 1-2 game is very important.
Well, as we see the tick here, that one pushed it to the boards. That one perfect.
Perfectly executed by
Shooter
Lisa
rolls
Weigel.
off to the side and
Good sweep.
will hit the foam.
I think it missed.
Maybe not.
Is it like my fault?
So that Canada will play Sweden. So second and place, third place teams from last year's World Championship will do battle tonight. Canada wins that. They're in the 1-2 game. If they lose it and Russia beats the Czech Republic, they'll be in the 3-4 game.
Sweepers really working to pull this guard right, split the center line.
They're trying to split the center, and
Great shot.
we'll see those standings again. So Switzerland with 9 wins moves atop the standings. Canada and Russia with 8 wins, and Sweden as well. Korea at 7-3 still alive. China, you saw 6-4 out of the playoff hunt, trying to finish ahead of the U.S. And the rest of the teams there on the second page of the leaderboard.
Yep. Yep. Whoa, whoa, hard. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Looking for the peel, and will just touch it over. So a different type of tick shot.
Yeah, that's Alison Kraviatsik unhappy with that uncharacteristic miss. She did move it off the center line. China looking for another center line guard. Needing this one to check up a little bit.
Well, a mistake just coming out too strong into the rings.
Yeah, sometimes when your opposition misses, you get a little bit of an adrenaline surge, and learning how to manage that is one of the tricks to being a great player. So Allison gets a chance, gets a miss right back, and gets a chance to make up for that ticked peel instead of peeled peel.
So the double made, and those two disappear. Just like that. It's Canada trying to hold on to this 6-4 lead. 10th end to play.
Yeah, nice shot, and they get a piece of the forefoot. Just past it, maybe.
No surprise, the guard out in front will be the peel.
With the 2-point lead, Rachel knows the only rocks that are really going to hurt her are the ones in front of the rings. She's up 2 points. She has hammer.
And they'll clear off some of that side debris as well.
Yeah.
Well, looking to guard that one up. They'd love to sit 2, maybe sit 3, but right now it's looking like just trying to lie 2 with your last is the objective.
Yeah, make Canada spend another rock in front of the rings. That's a nice shot there. It's in a real good position.
Again, another peel of that guard out in front. And for good measure, we'll tick that one in.
Yeah, I think there's every chance that Emma Miskew's playing 105% this game. I realize that that's impossible, but
we're going to check our math on that, and we'll figure out if it's true.
I am not a mathematician, but this is an interesting opportunity. Sedia Louis, I think, is playing the freeze here. Liu. Just over curls a hair, and this may give Rachel a shot at the double here to end this game.
They're both dead straight, I think.
Hey, here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be straight.
I can use theirs to help them a little bit too. Try and make that double.
Here, Feel? Yeah. Okay, you got it.
For all you young curlers out there, take a look at Rachel's eyes if we get a chance to see that. She will never take them off the target. Right through her throw. Still on her target, watching the line. Looking for a double takeout.
Get them both, spill it all out, and that will do it. Canada into the playoffs. Where they'll finish, still to be determined, but they win their 9th, and they go ahead 6-4. Put it on the board as China will finish round robin play 6-5. A solid first world championship for Sedia Liu.
Yeah, that was a really wonderful showing for a brand new team from China. And a look here in the 7th end, Rachel Homan's last shot slipped a little deep in the rings, allowing a draw for China to score 2 points. Tie the game 3-3.
Like Hurston, but I think this one should run nice.
So Rachel Homan's last stone in the 8th end, a draw to the 8-foot, comes up just a hair short, but there's no worries there. They were already sitting 3rd shot. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd shot. In the 9th end, Sedia Louis with her first stone, looking to make a freeze. Sits in a great position. That rock would eventually score. Rachel Homan makes a double with her final rock in the 10th end for a 6-4 victory over China to sit atop the standings at 9-1. Final results from around the sheets. Czech Republic falls to Switzerland 5-9. The United States wins their last game of the round robin competition 8-4 over Team Scotland. Denmark falls to Germany 5-10. final standings, and the big qualified next to Canada and Switzerland, guaranteeing their spots in the Page playoff. A look at the bottom half of the draw standings.
How important is it now you have a berth in the playoffs? How does that feel?
It's good, but we're not going to stop now. We want to get the 1-2 game, so we can't lose tonight.
And talk about the communication your team had during that game. It seemed really important.
Yeah, we struggled a little bit with the rocks in the ice, and so trying to communicate as much as we could so that we could make sure we didn't make the same mistakes between the four of us.
And now tonight you have Sweden, silver medalists from the Olympics and Worlds last year. What do you think about that game?
It's going to be a tough game. Last game of the round robin, so we're all probably a little bit tired, and we got to stay sharp through the whole game, and it's going to be a battle.
Is the crowd helping you out through that one a little bit?
Yeah, the crowd's awesome. They're really loud, and they made a ton of signs, so it's really nice to have the cheering and the support behind us.
Congratulations. Good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.